Ja, nå, men det er altså også, mens Danmark, de er jo godt på vej, måske mod en VM-slutrunde, så hvis vi lige hopper over på den anden side af sundet, så er de altså ikke helt det samme oppe i Sverige, hvor Jon Dahl her, han er landstræner. Og det er jo ikke blevet bedre med, man kan sige, stemningen i den svenske trup de sidste par dage, Kroner. Vi skal lige besøge en historie, der har fyldt meget den her uge.
Ja, det er tidligere på ugen, der kom det frem. Det er i Sportsbladet her, hvor Robin Olsen, han taler ud, og han mener simpelthen, at Jon Dahl Tomasson, han er en dårlig leder, og vil ikke arbejde under en så dårlig leder, som han mener, Jon Dahl Tomasson er. Og beskyldningen kommer på baggrund af, at Robin Olsen, han stod de første landskampe, men det er jo ikke gået så godt for Sverige, har kun fået 1 point i de første 2 kampe. Og så har nogen bare fået en besked fra Jon Dahl Tomasson om næste landsholdssamling, som jo er her i oktober, der kommer til at sidde på bænken. Og det er Robin Olsen så blevet utilfreds med, og det, der han ligesom undskylder med, at han slet ikke vil arbejde under Jon Dahl, det er, at Jon Dahl Tomasson har lovet Robin Olsen, at han er altså førstekeeperen, og så synes han bare, 2 kampe, det er for hurtigt at smide en så rutineret målmand også. Han er 35 år, 79 landskampe, og så mener han, det er utroværdigt, at han går ind og siger, du er førstekeeper, men det er der også ikke i de næste kampe, og så har han simpelthen valgt at trække stikket og vil ikke være med på landsholdet mere. Og det er skarp kritik af Jon Dahl Tomassons lederevner, fordi der har jo været lidt historier igennem tiden, specielt over i Sverige, både i Malmø, men også som svensk landstræner, som måske gør, at Robin Olsen måske har en pointe. Hvem ved?
Jeg skal bare lige tage et hurtigt kig, måske. Vi har lige samlet et lille overblik på en grafik over nogle af de sager, der bare har været med Jon Dahl Tomasson, altså helt tilbage fra 2020, da han henviste...
Ja, og der skal vi lige differentiere, fordi de 2 nederste eksempler fra hans tid i Malmø, det er jo spillere, der har været offentligt ude og ligesom kommet med lidt den samme kritik, som Robin Olsen kom med her. De 2 andre, det er sådan lidt mere en gråzone, fordi det er sådan lidt mere nogle kuriositeter, hvor der har været lidt fnider, men hvor der ikke rigtig er blevet sagt så meget ud af til. Altså Hugo Larsson, Jon Dahl Tomasson, han kom til at kan man sige, kritisere dem offentligt, og det blev Hugo Larsson åbenbart sur over, og så tog han sig hjem fra landsholdsvejen med det. Nu har vi skrevet skade her, men faktum var, at han faktisk spillede kampen efter i Frankfurt og trænede faktisk samme dag, som historien kom ud. Elanga, han var også sur over at blive udladt fra landsholdstrupper, og ville ikke rigtig svare på Jon Dahls opkald. Så der har været flere forskellige historier, der ligesom på en eller anden måde sætter spørgsmålstegn ved Jon Dahl Tomassons personlighed og lederevner.
Skal vi ikke bare prøve at komme til Sverige en gang, Kroner? Fordi I'll switch to English now. Daniel Kristoffersen, you're a journalist on Sportsbladet in Sweden, and thank you so much for joining us, Daniel. First and foremost, can you tell us about, now it's a couple of days since Robin Olsen made this statement and Jon Dahl reacted. What is the main topic? What is the main discussion right now, these days, about this whole thing about Jon Dahl Tomasson and Robin Olsen?
It has been very big news here in Sweden, and it's the talk of the town here has been and will be when the national team comes here on Monday and have trainings and speak to us journalists. So it's been very much talk about it, and you can see it that is 2 sides of it here. People that support Robin and people that supports Tomasson. So I think it's a little bit favor to Tomasson there. It's many supporters who supports him, but at the same time, it's many former players like Fredrik Ljungberg, like Rami Shaban, who has been also criticized Tomasson's how he have handled the Robin Olsen gate, as we call it here in Sweden. So it's kind of mixed feelings and mixed opinions.
Robin Olsen gate, that's a good nickname. I think we'll use that. Can you tell us a bit more, Daniel, about how you sense that the sympathy lies in among the football fans, the Swedish football fans in this case? Because as you say, you can look at from Robin Olsen's side and from Jon Dahl Tomasson's side. Yeah. How is the
I think many supporters think that Robin Olsen's behavior is a little bit immature, because they say that but you have to handle that you're picked number 2. But some supporters say also that it's a bad leadership of Tomasson, because he has been in conflicts with some other players. That there's something that isn't right with Tomasson's leadership. And then you have also supporters who think it was very strange that I think is the main part, and that the thing that Robin Olsen is most disappointed of, that he was promised to be number 1 for in the national team for 1 month ago. He was very clear he did, because he's one of the older guys, and then he did a mistake against Slovenia, and then he was the first choice of Kosovo, and then he was not selected to be the first goalkeeper, and that I think is the main disappointment for Olsen, that he was promised a month ago and now he thinks that he has been thrown under the bus because of his mistake against Slovenia, and if I can read Olsen right, it's that kind of emotion he has.
Daniel Kristoffersson, it's no secret that Sweden have had a bad start for the World Cup qualifying campaign with only 1 point in 2 games. How close is Jon Dahl Tomasson to lose his job if the next games doesn't come into what you expect in Sweden? It's Switzerland and Kosovo, I can see. So is it a must-win 2 games in the upcoming games?
As long as Sweden has the chance to qualify for the World Cup, there will be no doubt that he will be the captain of the national team coach. But if Sweden should be out of the race to the World Cup, I think he will not be the coach. But I think also that these 2 games will be very important. If he wins, everything is fine. If he loses against Switzerland, it will be extremely high pressure on Tomasson, and but if you say we are in a group with 1 team less than the other, so it will be that the World Cup chances will live like for the last games. So I don't think he's in danger of losing his job right now. But if you see a 3-0 loss against Switzerland home, it will be more difficult for him to stay. But as long as Sweden has the chance to reach the World Cup, that I think Tomasson will be the coach of the national team. But of course, this hasn't been good for his reputation. This will not be good for his legacy for Sweden. And as you showed here, he has been in many conflicts already. But I guess that is the style of leadership that he has, and that some players and people have some problem with it.
Daniel, please stay with us for a moment, because I think we should just watch together the reaction, the answer from Jon Dahl Tomasson together as the press conference yesterday. Let's just hear what he said.
I'm disappointed over the reaction for Robin. I think he let his teammates down, being open, critical in public, instead of standing together with your teammates. Is disappointing. You are saying to your teammates, you're not good enough. He's fighting just as hard for the position. You're saying to your teammates which are working hard, teammates that are working hard, are worth more. So I don't think it's correct to do it like this. I've been very open, honest, and clear. I'm always very open, honest, and clear in my leadership. There's not one player who doesn't know that. I'm always telling what I think. And I have supported Robin the whole way when he played. I spoke a lot of times with Robin. He's done an excellent job for the national team for a long time. That's also why I called him, like I always do. I called him, I think, 2 days ago. And I told him that he will not be in goal against Switzerland. But I really like him to help landslaget. He decided not to help landslaget because he wanted to start the game.
He says that you've been waiting to kind of put him out of the squad. That's at least his view. Why do you think he says that?
I don't know, because I spoke a lot of times with it. But we shouldn't forget, in top performance, there's no free ride. You picked for your performance.
Yeah, Daniel, I'd just like to talk to you, last question here, about how Jon Dahl Tomasson reacted to these questions and to what Robin Olsen has said, because I think he's kind of not directly aggressive, but he's not like backing off and saying, he has his right to have his opinion or sorry or anything. He's quite direct and kind of making it feel like Robin Olsen should be ashamed about making these comments. What do you think that the way Jon Dahl Tomasson has reacted to this and answered to these questions has done for the kind of sympathy for Jon Dahl Tomasson?
I think it's like maybe he's do it a little bit to protect himself, that he goes so aggressively. And as I said, that's his leadership. If you look at the leadership we had in Sweden before with Erik Hamrén, Jan Andersson, Lars Lagerbäck, Thomas Söderberg, they have never said anything like that. They have said, as you said, they have been more passive. But this is the way Tomasson speaks and behaves, and somewhat I can have sympathy for that. He is honest and very clear, but as you've seen over the years with his players, some players don't think that is a good leadership, and that's why this happened. But I don't think he got more sympathy when he did say this, but I don't think he got so much less sympathy either. I think it's a little bit favor to Tomasson in sympathy from the supporters, but if you talk with the former players and some other things, I think they are more on the Robin Olsen side.
It will be very interesting now with the national games, not just to follow our games, but also you now and Jon Dahl Tomasson. Thank you very much, Daniel Kristoffersen from Sportsbladet, and have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Ja, spændende, vil jeg sige. Altså, man har da i den grad grund til at holde øje over på den anden side af sundet nu, i forhold til, hvad der kommer til at ske her. Også med den her. Jeg synes, han er ret aggressiv, faktisk, Jon.
Jeg var faktisk også lidt... Det første gang, jeg ser det.
Ja, også mig.
Så derfor tænker jeg sådan, wow, altså, det er jo en mand, der har noget på hjertet, og jeg synes også, han har lagt sig i scenen for ligesom at virke på og virke overbevist, at han har et budskab. Så meget interessant at følge den her videre føljeton omkring Jon Dahl Tomasson. Nu, jeg tænker, han kunne sikre sig lidt arbejdsro ved at vinde over Schweiz og Kosovo her næste gang.
Det tænker jeg også, at han gør. Så snakker de ikke så meget om det længere.